Pause for a moment in the silence and ask yourself this question. Who are you really? Is it your career? Is it your relationship? Is it the number in your bank account? Or is it what others think of you? Now, a deeper question. If all of these were gone, what would remain? Jung once asked, "Who is experiencing all this?" Osho said, "You are the observer, not the observed." This journey begins with discovering who you are not, and this discovery changes everything. The true root of suffering, false identification. At the root of the suffering and fears people experience lies a false identification. We define ourselves by our minds, our social masks, our traumas, and our attachments to the world. I am a doctor, you say, but you are someone who practices medicine, not a doctor. You say, I am a mother, but you are someone who acts as a mother, not the role of motherhood itself. In Jung's words, the persona, the social mask, is not your true self. It is merely a face you put on to interact with the world, but most of us identify so deeply with it that we forget the difference between the mask and the face beneath it. The mind, a cowardly and empty structure. As Osho says, the mind is inherently cowardly and empty. It constantly fears change and loss because its existence is temporary and fragile. This fear manifests itself as follows. What if the woman you love leaves you? What if you go bankrupt? What if you lose your job? What if illness strikes? Every worry, every anxiety is actually the mind's struggle for survival. But here's the tragedy. The more the mind fears, the more you suffer. Triggering. The awakening of old wounds. This identification leaves you vulnerable to external factors. Events such as criticism, rejection, or loss trigger old wounds buried in your subconscious. Your boss's harsh criticism turns you into an 8-year-old child, back to that moment when your father called you a failure. Your partner's coldness brings back that vulnerability you felt when you were first abandoned. A financial loss triggers the fear of not being safe, perhaps a remnant of the poverty your family endured when you were a child. Jung says, as long as the unconscious remains unconscious, it directs your life and you call it fate. Step 1. Don't run away from pain, listen to it. Osho says, pain is not an enemy. It is a friend. It is an alarm bell telling you that something is wrong. Most of us suppress pain. We keep ourselves busy with work. We drown it in alcohol, food, shopping. We deny our feelings to appear strong. But as Jung said, everything you suppress inside will come back to you from outside and manifest as fate. Practical application. When pain comes, don't run away. Sit down, breathe, and ask, what is this pain trying to tell me? Where in my body is this feeling located? What does this remind me of? Listening to pain is the first step in transforming it. Step 2. Confront your unconscious. Shadow work. Jung's most profound contribution is the concept of the shadow, all the aspects of yourself that you reject, repress, or judge as bad. Your shadow includes unacceptable emotions like jealousy, anger, greed, unlived dreams and potentials, traumatic memories and feelings of shame. Osho says, as long as you deny your darkness, your light is also fake. Practical application. Shadow journal. Set aside 10 minutes every day and write, who triggered me today? That person is the mirror of your shadow. What trait did I see in them that I hate? Do I have this trait? How? Example, if a colleague's showiness bothers you, perhaps you are suppressing your own need to be seen. Step 3. Learn to witness. Mindfulness meditation. Osho's most revolutionary teaching. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes your thoughts. The mind constantly talks. I should I do it? He said that, I should say this. But here's the secret. There is someone who hears these voices. Who are you? Practical application. 10 minutes of witnessing meditation. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Do not try to stop your thoughts. Just watch them as if watching a movie. Name each thought. A thought of worry. Memory thought. Plan thought. Notice. Thoughts come and go, but the observer remains unchanged. Osho says, the moment you become the witness, the mind loses its power. Because the mind is only powerful when you identify it as I. Step 4. Accept integration. Jung's goal is individuation, becoming whole by accepting all your light and dark aspects. This does not mean being perfect, always being positive, erasing your bad aspects. This means accepting your anger but not becoming its slave, accepting your vulnerability but not feeling ashamed, accepting your dark fantasies but not acting on them. Practical application. The integration dialogue. Draw 2 columns on a piece of paper. Left, my ideal self, how you want to appear. Right, secret me, the sides you hide. Then right, I am both, ons and us, and that makes me human. Example, I am both generous and selfish. I am both brave and cowardly, and that makes me human. Jung and Individuation, the architecture of the soul. According to Carl Gustav Jung, the human soul is a multi-layered structure. 1. Ego, conscious self, the part you refer to as I in daily life, the part that makes decisions, speaks, and acts. 2. Persona, mask, your social roles, employee, spouse, parent, friend, necessary but not the real you. 3. Shadow, repressed, the aspects of yourself you don't accept. Jealousy, anger, greed, sexuality, lust for power. 4. Anima, animus, opposite gender. The feminine energy in men, anima. The masculine energy in women, animus. 5. Self, the center of wholeness, the point where the conscious and unconscious merge. In Jung's words, the image of God within you. The process of individuation, the journey of the soul. According to Jung, the second half of life, usually after the age of 35 to 40, begins with the soul's call for individuation. This call usually comes with a crisis. Midlife crisis, deep depression, the collapse of a relationship, a feeling of existential emptiness. Jung says, this crisis is the soul telling you the persona is no longer enough. Find your true self. Stages of individualization. Confronting the persona. I am not just my career, my title, my roles. Encountering the shadow. The most frightening stage. Confronting all the aspects of yourself that you have denied. Integration with the anima animus. Balancing the energy of the opposite gender within you. Union with the self. The death of the ego, the birth of a greater consciousness. Jung warns, the path of individuation is for heroes, because confronting your own darkness is harder than fighting a dragon. Osho and the illusion of the mind, the psychology of awakening. Osho comes from a different place than Jung, Eastern mysticism and Zen Buddhism, but the result is the same, the death of the ego, the birth of the true self. Osho's anatomy of the mind, According to Osho, the mind consists of 3 layers. 1. Surface mind, everyday thoughts, shopping lists, plans, worries, constant noise. 2. The unconscious, repressed content, like Jung's shadow, traumas, repressed desires, shame. 3. The collective unconscious, social conditioning, religion, culture, moral codes. The imposition of a good person should be like this. Osho's radical idea, these 3 layers are not yours. They were given to you by society. When you were born, there was no mind. There was only pure consciousness. Then the mind was built by your parents, your school, your religion, your society. The fear of the mind. Death. The mind fears your awareness because your awakening means the death of the mind. The mind works like this. It keeps you constantly busy. Thoughts, worries, plans. It keeps you in the past or future. You never think about the present moment. It maintains the illusion that you are your mind. Osho says, the mind is like a computer. It is useful, but it is not you. You are the one who uses the computer. Osho's solution, being the witness. If Jung's individuation is a psychoanalytic process that takes years, Osho's solution is instantaneous. Witness consciousness. The moment you start watching your thoughts, a miracle happens. Thoughts weaken, the gaps between them increase. And in those gaps, the real you is present. Osho's witnessing meditation. Morning, 1 hour of chaotic meditation, dancing, breathing, screaming, to release pent-up energy. Afternoon, observe while doing your daily tasks. I am walking. I am eating. Evening, 1 hour of silent sitting. Just observe. Do nothing. Osho's promise. If you can be a witness for just 1 hour every day, your life will change in 3 months. The mind is still there, but now you are the boss. The union of Jung and Osho, the meeting of 2 paths. 2 masters describe the same truth in different languages. The ego mind must die so that the true self consciousness can be born. Jung climbs to the same mountain peak through psychoanalysis, Osho through meditation. The shadow of Nietzsche, acceptance of tragedy. Friedrich Nietzsche inspires both masters. The greatness of man is measured not by how much pain he can endure, but by how he transforms that pain. Nietzsche's teaching of amor fati, love of fate, merges with Jung's integration and Osho's acceptance. Do not deny your weakness, embrace it. Do not flee your darkness, illuminate it. Do not suppress your pain, use it like a dancing star. Nietzsche's Zarathustra says, "He who has not suffered deeply cannot love deeply. Pain is the price of wisdom." The death of the mind, your rebirth. Now we come to the deepest truth. The death of the mind is not your death. On the contrary, it is the beginning of your true life. As Jung said, the ego must die so that the self can be born. As Osho said, the mind is a prison. When you are free of it, the whole universe is yours. Unshakable power, having nothing left to lose. When you reach this state of deep awareness and integration, you attain unshakable power. Nothing from the outside can destroy you anymore, because there is nothing left to take from you. They can take your title, but you are not your title. Your relationship may end, but you are not the relationship. You may lose your money, but you are not money. Your body may die, but your awareness continues to watch. As Osho said, death is only the death of the body. Consciousness does not die because consciousness was never born. It always was and always will be the true shield. Inner clarity. People try to protect themselves by hardening, putting on armor. But Jung warns, the harder you are, the more fragile you are. True strength lies in flexibility and fluidity. The true shield is not hardness, but inner clarity. Events occur, but you don't react to them. You respond. Emotions arise, but you don't get caught up in them. You observe them. Thoughts flow, but you don't believe them. You observe them. The final silence. Beyond words, Osho's final teaching is silence. The true teacher does not speak. He simply is, and his presence speaks more than 1,000 words, Jung also said in his later years. I have nothing more to say, because the real cannot be described. It can only be experienced. Invitation, your journey. This is not an end, but a beginning. Now the choice is yours. Will you continue to live within your mind, or will you step into the vastness of awareness? Your pain is an invitation. Your fears are a door. Your darkness is a treasure. As Jung said, looking inward is frightening. Looking outward shows you a dream. Waking up requires courage. As Osho said, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking a step despite fear. Now take a breath. Close your eyes and ask, who is breathing? When the answer comes, the journey has begun. The end of the mind is the beginning of the spirit. Jung and Osho's silent meeting.